peoples? It's me, Mr. West, hooray. And we back with another video. Today, I'm gonna be working on, if you can't see already, you should be able to tell what's going on. I got my special guest star, Goldie, with me today. And she's been doing really well. So, today, I was gonna clean her enclosure anyway, so I decided I should do it on camera, post a little content. I missed last week, I know. I've been pretty stressed out, finals. Haven't even got my hair cut recently, but finals are over, so I should be able to post more content more frequently. So let's get more consistent with this stuff. So today I'm about to set up my ball python's enclosure. This is not an adult ball python's enclosure. She's about, I'm not even sure how much she weighs. My battery died on my gram scale, so probably should get that fixed on, right? Probably so. But today, we moving away from a kind of ranty video. A lot of people say it wasn't ranty, but I've been going through a lot. Somebody just told me something about their animals, and I decided to make a video informing others. I know a lot of people don't watch my videos or anything like that, and I'm not a really big public figure yet, but I'm just doing this because even if I reach out to 2 people or 1 person, we can give these animals a better life, better care, and stuff like that. But I wanted to move away something more deep and more serious, and do something a little bit more lighthearted, like set up my enclosure. So today, I got some enrichment stuff. This is some plastic leaves that I found in my room, somewhere in all my reptile stuff. Got 2 hides, a water bowl, some purified water, as well as some repti bark. I know it's a little tiny bit. I have some more just in case, but a little bit of repti bark. And some eco earth. I like to do a mixture to keep my humidity up. And I'll give some other tips throughout this video to show you guys how to keep your humidity up when setting up your ball python enclosure. So without further ado, we're gonna set up my girl Goldie enclosure so she can stop being a creep. If y'all can't see her right here. She right here, chilling out, hanging out. These little 2 hides. So the first thing you normally want to do when setting up a ball python's enclosure is have your heating pad connected to the bottom of your enclosure. But since my heating pad is connected to something in my room, I'm gonna put it on here at the end because it doesn't connect to the bottom of my enclosure anymore because it's old, and that's what happened to heating pads. But you want to get your heating pad, and you want to connect your heating pad to a thermostat and set it for whatever temperature is right for you. For me, it's about, I want to say 94, since it's some winter time, so I kind of cool my cage down. I normally keep it around 98 max. 98 max, so I have it around. Sometimes at night, it drops up to like 89. But yeah, so I keep it around that. But you want to have your heating pad connected to a thermostat as well as a thermometer, a probe, as I showed in my Crested Gecko video. If you didn't check that out, I'm gonna post that in the description. It's also in my channel. If you click my name in the description, at the subscription button, you click my face, or you click that, it's gonna bring you to my channel, and you go look up how to set up a Crested Gecko enclosure, where I showed the little yellow probe. You can get that from anywhere. I think it's made by Zooman, if I'm not mistaken. If not, I'll show it in the video. But you want to hook those things up so you can regulate your temperatures in your enclosure. If not, your animals will suffer, most likely, because you can't estimate or guess what your temperatures are inside of your enclosure. But we're not going to get into that today. What we finna do is, we about to grab our repti bark, and I'm gonna try to do it sitting down, if I can, because last time I couldn't at the point. We're gonna pull this repti bark by Zoomed, the side of this enclosure. As such. And you can get this Rapid Bark anywhere. I really do recommend it. Because it's a great mix when mixed with Eco Earth, because I really just don't like the loose substrate as I don't like the loose substrate as like a main substrate, if you know what I mean, if that makes any sense. I like to mix it in with something, because this, wow. Guess it heard me talking trash about it. But anyway, this can be moved out of the way and moved around by your animals. And ultimately, you really don't want your animals sitting directly on your heating pad, which my animals will do if the substrate is too loose. So I like to mix it in with something. I normally mix it in with forest floor, but this time around when I went to my local pet store, they didn't have any forest floor. So I settled for Rapid Bark. But I like to mix this in right here. I like to do like a 50-50 mix. 50% Eco Earth and 50% of Rapid Bark, or in my case, I like to use forest floor, but today we got some Rapid Bark. And I like to mix them in and get it evenly distributed on the hot side and on the cold side. As such, I'm gonna move it a little closer so you guys can see it. But I like to mix it in as such. And I actually like to have a little bit more than this, so I'm about to go grab my extra bag of Eco Earth, and I'll be back in a snap of the fingers. I don't know how to do it, but I'm gonna try. Okay, so I'm back with my spare thermometer, my extra bag of closed or sealed Eco Earth. Luckily, I bought this many so I can have a perfect mixture. Normally you do this with scissors, but I'm so cool that I can just rip it with my hands. Obviously, if you can't tell how cool I am, all my friends are reptiles, so that tells you something. Gotta be cool, right? Leave a comment down below if I'm the coolest person you know. 0 comments. Not too much stuff to do here today, so this probably will be a short video. I'm not really that sure, but I like to get this, my little fake plant. It's a little bit of enrichment so she can go through it. It's a relatively small enclosure for her, but it's a relatively small enclosure, so she will go past this. I mean, it's not small for her, she's just a really small ball python. I can't wait till I can upgrade it to a 40-gallon when she gets older, but for right now, this 20-gallon is perfect for her. So I have that in here. Have her plant. I like to bury it a little bit, bury the base a little bit, so that's planted. So if she does any swift movements or anything like that, it won't be in her way. So the next thing I want to do, I'm gonna do something with this last. It's like a little decoration I like to put in her cage. A little bit more for me than it is for her, because ball pythons, she normally just either on her high hide or on her cold hide. She's normally never really out. But if she is, I like to give her something to do. But the next thing I like to add to her enclosure, this is a little water bowl. You could, wow. He's gonna get off the table? Just please go on your hide. Thank you very much, ma'am. You could have a relatively bigger water bowl, but I've had it for a long while and I've never seen her try to soak or anything like that. Ball pythons are not normally soaking snakes, so you can have a relatively small water bowl. As long as it quenches your animal's thirst, you can keep a relatively small water bowl, especially for her size. This is about the right size for her. But I like to put it into the middle of the enclosure because that's where she seems to be the most when she's looking for water. And I like to kind of bury the water bowl as well as the plants without getting any substrate into the water bowl, because then I'm gonna have to clean out the water bowl again. But you just be gentle and you should be fine. I like to keep it in there. Another reason I like to keep the plant closer to the water bowl is because she's very secretive. She normally doesn't like to be seen when she's coming out at night. So I like to make sure that she's has something around her to make her feel more secure. And this is the front of the enclosure if you can't tell. So when she's slithering past it, she'll go through this. So that's a little more enrichment for her as well as the hides. And as I spoke about before, make sure she's not. As I spoke about before, I really don't agree with these hides because eventually they will mold. And you will need something bigger in the future when she gets to adult size. But for now, these work out perfectly for me. I get them about every 3 to 6 months. I replace them. That's about the time when they start molding. But right now, it's really nothing on them. A little bit of coat bark. It's perfectly fine if you know what you're doing. Just make sure that your enclosures aren't molding, or this isn't molding inside of your enclosure, because that's a disaster and it's really not healthy for your animals. But other than that, it should be fine. So I replace them about every 6 months at the reptile show. Anyway, without me rambling on, I like to put this as her hot hide because she favors the other one more. So I put this one in here like this, such as this. And then she goes in. She really likes these hides because they are relatively close to the floor. Hey, she want to make her appearance. Say hello, humans, to your Lord and Savior, Goldie, your queen. No, she's humble. She's cool. Been trying to get her weight up since the accident. And a lot of people been asking me about the accident. I've been talking about it, and I haven't really went into detail on it. But I will in the if anybody asks, if you really want to see that or hear about the story, I can do a little story time on that. Just comment down below, and I'll do it. It's not really anything horrible, but yeah, still. I just want to go into detail on it. That's why she's relatively small. I know a lot of people have been thinking it probably about her size, but she's been putting her weight back on. She's gained at least 100 grams since the accident. I'll go into detail on that, like I said before. But yeah, I've been moving her up. She's been eating weekly. She haven't missed a meal since she started eating again, which was about, maybe I want to say about a month or two. So I've been trying to get that weight back on. For the past couple of weeks, she actually been eating double the amount just so I can get her weight back on. But she should be there soon, in a couple of weeks tops. But other than that, everything's been going fine with her. Just trying to get that weight back on her. Have her a big girl. I'll insert a picture of her when she was her healthiest, at her maximum health. But ideally, if you own ball pythons, you don't really want to see this sharp spot part of their spine like this. So this is a great indicator if your snake is underweight. She has been to the vet, guys. If you don't know, when I do the story time, I'll go into detail on it. She has been to the vet for it, and she's been doing perfectly fine since then. But I just keep rambling on and on and on. Let's add this next hide. Actually, before we add the next hide, I'm gonna put her under here for a second. Add her here for a second. It's a piece of shed that's old. Great. I like to add the probe, so I'm gonna add the probe next. After that 5 minute. The next thing we wanna do is add my cold hide. I like to put this over here. You gotta, another bad thing about these hides is you gotta position them a certain way. or they won't really work. I like to put it kind of like to the side. And she really enjoys being so close to the ground. I'm not really sure why, but it's her preference, and her wishes are my commands. And what I like to do with this, I said I was gonna keep it and do something with it. I like to just like add it over here in the corner or something like that. And I'll do a close up of the enclosure. I have her inside and I haven't missed it down. Excuse me, ma'am. I'm sorry to scare you, but please stay here. But I'll do a close up of the enclosure. Right now, I'm about to just add a little bit of water inside of here. I like to fill up a water bowl. And with ball pythons, even if they don't drink all of their water, you want to just technically fill up a little bit of water spilled out, but that's fine. You want to fill up the water bowl and change it out, even if they haven't been sitting there, because even if you don't notice your snake drinking, if it's still alive and it's not dehydrated or anything like that, most likely your snake is drinking. So you should just watch out for that. Even if you don't think, just putting a dent in there, you think it's evaporating, it's most likely your snake is drinking. Ball pythons are just very secretive animals, and they get a lot of their water from the rats that they eat every week, especially if you feed frozen thawed rodents. They get a lot of their water from that. Especially if you thaw it out and you don't really dry it too much, you can get a lot of water in your animal like that. And yeah, they normally drink. Even if you don't think that they're drinking, they're most likely drinking. But the next thing I like to do, I have my mister right here. A little reptile Mr. Lizard Jr. You can get this from anywhere, local pet store, Chewy. That's why I normally get all my stuff. My local pet store. If not there, then Chewy or Amazon or something like that. And this is pretty simple, pretty easy. I normally warm my water up. I know you don't really have to do that, but I do it just to not disrupt my animals' temperature too much. So at night, I normally just warm the water up, but right now, it doesn't really matter. I'm just doing a video. And I'll most likely put her light. And that's another thing I didn't speak about too much on here. I do offer my ball pythons and as well as all my animals UVB. I know a lot of people say that you don't really need it and you can stretch your animal out by it. But if it's low enough, normally you can just put it on there. So if not UVB, you can add LED or anything just to give your animals a proper light cycle. Actually, honestly, if you don't want to put UVB, if you have your animals close to like a window or something of that sort, you can actually give your animals natural sunlight if you don't want to stress them out. I mean, it's really up to you. It's each his own. But you just do what you want. I normally just put a UVB on the top of, or any type of light on top of the enclosure. She doesn't seem to be bothered by it. It doesn't really stress her out. As long as you turn it off at night. You never should keep your animal's enclosure light on at all times because it can stress your animal out. Your animals need 12 hours of light and 12 hours of dark. So that's what I normally do. That's the rule I follow. I turn all of my animals' enclosures off. And another reason that doesn't really bother me as much is because I have a bearded dragon. If you haven't seen my bearded dragon, you can look at my first videos, an introduction to all my animals. And also I posted a mukbang, me and my bearded dragon, like a Thanksgiving mukbang. We had a couple of weird things. You can go check that out as well. But what was I even talking about? Oh, the reason that I don't have a problem with turning the lights off is because I already have a bearded dragon. I do have a timer for my bearded dragon's enclosure, but I always make sure that it's turning off and on because sometimes these timers can have glitches. But yeah, that's how I ramble on for 45 minutes about nothing. But that's the end of this video, basically, pretty much. I will go in depth about the lid, and I'm gonna show you guys how to keep the humidity because I did say I'll throw a little humidity tip inside of here for people that struggle with humidity and have stuck sheds and stuff like that. But without further ado, I'm gonna add her back inside her enclosure because she doesn't really want to be out if you can't tell. She really doesn't enjoy being handled as much as none of my snakes do actually. I mean, she tolerates it as much as any other ball python does, but holding her for too long, especially during the day with these bright lights and stuff like that during the video, it can stress her out. So I'm gonna put her back inside her enclosure. I'm gonna put her on her high hide, so when I put the heating pad at the bottom, she can live her life. But that's it. And let me do a little close up of the enclosure before I get the lid and start talking about humidity. Okay, guys, you see that? I got the little bit of, wow, my phone dropped. That's great as well. But you see the, right there, and the hide, this, the water bowl filled up, it's tilted to the side like I like it, just like a little decoration. You don't have to do that. And then this is her and her hot hide. This, but it's not turned on like I said before. She's in her hide, she's enjoying herself. I missed it down the enclosure just to get her humidity up when I add her back. That's pretty much it. So I'm back with my enclosure's top, and I'll talk a little bit more about this when I sit down. So aluminum foil or aluminum tape or whatever you have laying around your house can be a huge lifesaver when it comes to humidity. Humidity is really tricky, and a lot of people have trouble with it. But the thing that works out for me and lets me control my humidity a lot better than I did before, because I was having a lot of issues with ball pythons and humidity before I really knew a lot about humidity and different tricks and tips you can use to keep your humidity up. So a big tip for humidity is if you have humidity problems, I know I say humidity about 1,000 times. Humidity. You can grab a piece of aluminum foil. It's not really that aesthetically pleasing, or it's kind of like an eyesore or whatever you want to call it. But you can use it and it keeps your humidity up. It works really well. When I spray my enclosure down in the morning, I have this piece of aluminum foil on here. And of course, this, whatever side it is to you, I think it's your right side if I'm not mistaken. But of course, this side dries out a lot faster. But this side over here, where the most of the aluminum foil is, it actually keeps the humidity up for about 12 hours a day. I spray it down in the morning and I spray it down at night, and my humidity is perfectly fine. And ever since I've been doing that, I haven't had any problem with Goldie shedding. My boa constrictor is a different story. He just recently had a stuck shed, but this is actually his first stuck shed. And I'll go into a video on that because I got had a little problem, a little accident. So we're going to go over that. I think that video is probably going to be out, if not next Friday, that Tuesday. But we're going to go into a video about the boa constrictor. And yeah, we're going to talk about that later. It's a lot to go over right now. But yeah, but you can keep your humidity up by keeping a piece of aluminum foil or aluminum foil tape on the top of your enclosure if you have enclosures with like a lot of holes in it and stuff like that. I cut one side off of it because I like to keep my UVB on this side, but you don't have to do that. You can actually, I've seen a lot of people that you can cut a hole about the same size as your dome, so you can keep your UVB inside of there. But I just cut off one side because it doesn't really matter that much. I haven't been having any problems with it like this. But you can do whatever helps you the best. But as you can see, I had my enclosure set up, and I'm going to end my video. Y'all comment down below, like, subscribe. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers. That's my next biggest goal. I have been going up. Oh, and I also want to say thank you to Miguel from Always Evolving Python. He gave me a shout out. I fangirled. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I'm going to put that in the link below as well. But thank you very much, Miguel. And yeah, I just really love his content. If you guys don't know that, I actually also link that. I'm sure a lot of people know about him, but for the people that's not really reptile people and they follow me on my Instagram just to look at reptiles and you don't know who Always Evolving Pythons is, or Miguel, he has a YouTube channel, and I'm going to link that, and I'm also going to link his Instagram below too. So you guys can check that out. He has a really amazing content, and he's just an all-around cool guy. So just go check that out. And without further ado, I'm gonna see you guys this Friday and or this Tuesday. I have some videos coming soon. So, and thank you for everybody that commented down below and follow me and subscribe to my channel. Before Miguel gave me a shout out. Miguel gave me a shout out. I had less subscribers. I'm not sure what the subscriber difference was because I don't really pay attention to it as much. But still, thank you. It's a big help. My Instagram has been gaining more followers as well. A lot of people have commented. But go check me out on Instagram. You can see close-ups and different things along with my animals. Just check it out. Give me a follow. Give me a couple likes. You know, nothing too much. But other than that, I'm not going to ramble on about Instagram like I did today. This might be a long video. Actually, I thought it was going to be short. But whatever. Y'all have a great day. I'll see y'all in the next video.